We are at the Jamaica Island Nutrition Network Conference with my good friend, Carol Chong. Carol, how are you doing today?
Wonderful.
So, Carol, can you give me just a brief introduction of who you are, what you've done, and we'll try and keep it brief, although you've done so much.
Yeah, I was just about if you had to ask if you had time. So I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist. I live in Miami, Florida, and I've worked the gamut of nutrition arena, if you will. I worked in healthcare for many years, and then I moved into the child nutrition programs, working for the Miami-Dade County Public Schools, which is the fourth largest school district in the United States. And then after that, I retired and went.
You're not retired.
And when I worked nationally with the Alliance for Healthier Generation, which is a nonprofit, providing technical assistance and training for school districts across the country. I've trained in 41 of the 50 states. And then now I do some consulting and opening a school lunch program at a charter school in Miami.
So how'd you end up here?
How did I end up here?
Yeah, for this conference.
Well, my good friend, who is actually a protege of mine as a dietitian nutritionist, is on the organizing committee of GYN, and she asked me one night would I come to speak at the conference, which she does annually, but I never ever pay attention. And this year it materialized, and she asked, and I said, sure, I'll come. And here we are.
So I actually had a chance to hear you speak at the conference, and it was electrifying. So what do you think it was about your speech that really got the crowd fired up?
I think I gave them practical solutions to the challenges that they face in implementing a school nutrition policy, regulations, and improving quality, quantity for feeding the future of Jamaica.
So if there was one takeaway that you would like to dive into a bit more to people that weren't able to make it, what would that be?
First thing is that Rome was not built in a day, so you're going to have to be patient and expect that to overcome challenges, it takes what we called in Miami as due diligence. Hanging in there, finding supporting personnel, if you will, that will help to achieve the purpose. So in my talk, for example, I formed partnerships. I formed partnerships with the students so they could tell me what foods they wanted to eat. Of course, I gave them limitations, no lobster, no steak, that kind of thing. But secondly, you have to partner with people who are vested and invested in the program. So teachers, the school leadership, the community, the healthcare industry that's going to help to support the concepts of why nutrition impacts your health. So because I had that background as a dietitian in healthcare previously, it was easier for me to connect the dots. But I think that you have to surround yourself with a supporting cast that's going to help you to achieve your goal. I partnered with industry. They made food. They didn't make food that complied with the regulations for school meals. So I helped them to comply. I told them what you have to do in order to make the food meet the regulations, but primarily to be delicious, attractive, and appealing for the consumers, customers, the kids.
So what you're saying is it's possible to manufacture food or to serve food that looks good, tastes good, and is good for you?
Absolutely. I do it every day in my own home, so I could do it for 350,000 kids too.
There you go. And I heard you talk about nutrition education and why that was important. You want to touch on that a bit?
Absolutely. A trainee of mine once told me that knowledge is power. And when you know how to do something, the reason for doing it, the whys, the hows, and the whats, then you are able to change your world and somebody else's.
That's awesome. Well, Carol, thank you so much for being here today and for chatting with me and everything that you've done in the States and then here and for Jamaica Island Nutrition Network.
Thank you very much.